Alright, we have our data logger here, and it is happily logging data from these 4 temperature sensors. Now, this sensor is a 48 address, this is a 49 address, this is a 4B address, and that's a 4A address. And those are the only 4 addresses these temperature sensors can be set to. And so if I want to put another one of these sensors on this bus, it will interfere with one of those 4 and basically shut the whole bus down. So to integrate more than 4 sensors, we need to put each string of 4 sensors on a different bus. And luckily there is a chip and breakout board that will do that for us. This is the i2c Mux board, and basically what it does is you plug this guy in here, and then you can have up to 8 separate buses daisy chained off with 4 sensors on each of those buses, and since they're on a different bus, the addresses no longer conflict with each other. So when we have 4 of these guys plugged in, you get 1, 2, 3, 4 temperature outputs. I'm going to plug in the Mux and a 5th guy, and you'll just see a 5th one appear. Alright, the configuration here is pretty simple. I'm just plugging the data logger directly into the top main connection on the multiplier. I already have a TMP102 sensor on the second thing over here. That's, if you look at that, that's number 6. This one over here is number 0, 1, 2, 3. So I'm just going to plug this into the 0 port, and this is my chain of 4 of these TMP sensors. So if you wanted to keep things neat and even, you could plug the next chain into port number 1. I'm just choosing to plug it in on the other side. Now when we plug this guy back into the computer, you can see that we have some interesting things at the very beginning to look at. So it found some QWIIC's muxes, so it's found a multiplexers found, scanning the subnets, and it's detected these guys. And so what we have here is we have 0x48, 49, 4A, 4B on this 0x70.0 subnet. And there's one sensor, that's the guy that's plugged in, with its own little cord directly to the multiplier. That's a 0x48, but it's at 0x70.6. So you can see there's the port 0s and then the port 6s. And so now we have 5 of these guys. And so, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them here. Now, currently, we don't have any address information here. I will probably be adding some things to the header text so it will give us a .0.6 whatever and the 48, 49, 4A into this header, just so we can figure out which temperature sensor is associated with which reading. So it's just that simple to multiplex a whole bunch of temperature sensors off of this guy. Alright, after a little update of the firmware, now the TEMP102 sensors have the Mux address, the Mux port, and the sensor address. So most of them 70, 0, 70, 0, so we have 48, 49, 4A, and 4B. But this guy on the different port is 70-6, 48. Now if you just have a single sensor attached to this guy with no multiplexer, the address and port on the multiplexers don't really have any meaning. And so in that case it just is TMP102 00, and then the 48 is the address. Now obviously we can't just drop these guys in the lake as they are, so we're going to have to wire them up with longer wires between each one and waterproof them.